How's it going there, YouTube? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Batman Arkham City Nightwing figure from DC Collectibles. This is from Series 4, and as you can see here, Nightwing looks very good in his packaging. Really am a big fan of this packaging with the Batman cowl on the front, the nice display of Arkham City in the background. And then in Wave 4, bring it up here, Wave 4 came with Deadshot, Talia al Ghul, the Ultra Posable Batman or Super Posable Batman, and Nightwing. So the only one left I have to get out of this wave is Talia al Ghul, and I'll probably pick her up sometime in the future. Enough to be said about the packaging here. It looks great, but let's get him out of package and take a closer look at Nightwing. I'll be right back. And here we have Nightwing here, and as you can see, I actually really wasn't going to pick this figure up because I had the Mattel version, and I thought that version was going to be good enough. But I actually decided to keep that version mint on card for some reason. I don't know. Something, a little voice in my head was like, just keep that one mint on card and get the other one. And I was like kind of on the fence if I was going to pick this guy up or not, because I wasn't really a big fan of the head sculpt of the Mattel one. You know, I wanted a version, and I don't have one in my setup for my Arkham City setup. In my collection, my loose collection, so I was like, well, I'll give it a chance and I'll pick this guy up. And I actually got him for really cheap. I got him from my local comic shop for $12, and I was actually surprised to see a Nightwing figure there. I was like, what the heck, because they usually have like Batman, Superman. He actually has a lot of Martian Manhunter stuff in my local comic shop, which is actually really cool. But with that being said, this figure actually really exceeds the or is much better than the Mattel version. Even though he's lacking a little bit more articulation in the Mattel version, I think his overall sculpt and his paint job is much better than the Mattel version. And yeah, it's actually really grown on me, this this figure. I wish he was featured a little bit more in the Arkham City game. Also Robin, I wish they were a little bit, more involved with the game, the story mode. That would have been nice to see. Like, maybe do 1 or 2 missions with each. Obviously, there's no back row because Oracle's in there. Uh-oh, my phone's ringing. That's right. And it's Beverly Hills Cop, sorry. So sorry for that. Yeah, he really looks great. The molding, or the molding, the sculpting on him looks very nice. It's very well done. I really like the paint job. I like how his chest piece for his Batwing, or Nightwing symbol on his chest is sculpted and protruding out, which is very nice. His Eskrima sticks look very good. All the detail going down his arm here looks very good. The head sculpt just looks a little bit better. Definitely screaming Nightwing. It's definitely Dick Grayson. You can definitely tell that's Dick Grayson. Maybe something's like a little bit off with the mouth, I think. Get in a little closer here. It just looks like a little, his mouth looks like just a little bit off, I think. But still, he's a really great figure, and I'm not going to nitpick too much, because no figure is perfect. It all comes down to personal preference anyway. And so let's get to his articulation, because I don't want to go on too long. His head does swivel back and forth. It doesn't really go up at all. It doesn't go down. It kind of just does that jiggle thing. His arm does go up about that far, goes down, does do a full 360. He's got a bicep swivel, bicep swivel, single bend at the elbow, and an ankle rotate, or ankle, a wrist rotation. I keep doing that. I don't know why. I have ankles on my mind, apparently. But he has no ab crunch and no waist swivel, which kind of is a bummer, but you know what? I mean, it's DC Collectibles, so. But he does have this new leg technology where it goes out, and it's pretty much a T-jointed hip, but it's a little bit more stiff because of the way his body is sculpted here. So there's a little bit of hinderment there, but I don't think hinderment's a word, but he is a little hindered right here. So, but it still works fine, and you do get a little bit of a swivel up at the top of the hinge where the thigh meets the upper or lower torso, I should say. He does have a single bend at the knee, a boot swivel, and that's pretty much it. No ankle articulation. So he's pretty much a statue, and that's pretty much why you buy these figures, is to have a nice statue, well painted and sculpted figure. You're not really buying these guys for the articulation. And I can appreciate that. I like statuesque figures. They look good. And definitely suggest picking this guy up. He's a really nice figure, way better than the Mattel, I believe that was the Batman Legacy Arkham City spin-off figure. And definitely a better figure here with the sculpting, even though he's lacking the articulation. Still much better with the painting and the sculpting. So definitely pick this guy up. Definitely 2 thumbs up. I'm going to give this guy a solid 8. I think he's a good figure with the lack of articulation. I'm gonna dumb it down a little bit, but I'm still giving him a good rating. I think 8 is a very above solid figure, close to being almost perfect. So definitely pick him up. You can probably find him for a decent price. He doesn't go for very much. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.